Before the break, we asked what percentage of people say they hide at home with the lights off to avoid trick-or-treaters. The spoil spots is 58%.
Thank you kindly. You're watching Britain's brightest daytime show with Richard Herring, Liz McCarnan and Steve First. And don't forget, Sunday Mirror TV critic Kevin O'Sullivan. He's going to be rating or slating the best the Gogglebox has to offer in about a quarter of an hour's time. The Graham Norton's new show, is it the same as Jonathan Ross's old show? Jack D's road trip to Monte Carlo and even extreme fishing with Robson Green. Did that pull Kevin's string? First, though, just a quickie. Trick-or-treating, begging by another name. Originally the pure British pagan festival of Samhain, these foreign Christians come over here from Rome with their Bibles and their swords. The next thing you know, the EDL's calling Britain a Christian country, honestly. Seriously, sorry. The next thing you know, we're importing Halloween from America. In 2001, we spent £12 million celebrating Waking the Dead. This year, do you know how much this year? £280 million.
Wow.
And with all that tat and goodish makeup comes the inevitable rise of trick-or-treating. Before the 80s, no one did it, did they? And yet on Sunday, almost half the parents in the land will go around with their spawn demanding sweets or cash with menaces. Cute little kids in posh fancy dresses, outfits with their mums and dads is one thing. Hoodie-wearing yobs is quite another. Pretty scary, especially for the elderly or vulnerable, to be mugged on their own doorstep. So much so that some town council have banned the youths from buying eggs or flour in the run-up to Halloween, Liz.
Oh, wow. Fair enough, absolutely fair enough. I do think that...
Are you eating on national television?
No.
You were encouraging...
It's a wine gum!
Yeah, exactly.
It's a wine gum. No, I think that it shouldn't be... I did trick-or-treat when I was younger, and it was never, ever about cash. I mean, once in a while, someone would come back from work and they didn't have any sweets in, so, they'd give you £1, you'd be like, oh, my God. But I really don't think it should be about that. I think you
don't think that just by encouraging the festival, that means that's going to happen inevitably?
I do, and I really do see the point. When we first started talking about this, I was thinking about it and thought, oh, trick-or-treating, come on. But then when you say about, obviously,
old people, they don't like it.
Old people, older kids...
I don't like it.
It's abusive.
You're miserable anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
You don't want children at your door.
You're not representative.
Yeah. So, firstly, you got a problem with trick-or-treating?
No, of course not. I've got 2 little children. So, I mean, I think there has to come a point... They should have... when you go on roller coaster rides and they have that thing, if you're above this height, you're not... Good
idea.
So, but for the other way round, if you're too small to ride, but if you're too tall, stop it.
Yeah.
If you can grow facial hair, you shouldn't be trick-or-treating.
Right.
I like a trick-or-treat. No. Or I'll wee through your letterbox. That kind of thing is... I mean, obviously, it's not a problem for me because I live in a ported block. I don't, but I do have a door to the outside that isn't, my door. It's a hostel door. So no, I think when kids get a bit too old, that it's bad. But I think old people do like it. They like to see little children. They like their doorbell pressed occasionally.
Really?
Yeah.
OK. Richard?
Well, it's nice if it's within the community of the kids from your street and you know them. I think that's all right. And it's a little thing. I was in a restaurant in central London on October the 3rd, in a restaurant, and a group of kids came in the most flimsy, going trick-or-treat in a restaurant. And they were obviously, I don't know if they wanted some naan bread or we hadn't brought sweets with us, so they're obviously expecting money. So that really, it is turning into that. I kind of went, well, there's a lot of reasons why I'm not going to give you anything. That's all. It's like we're not in America, and second of all...
penny for the guy in September, it's the same thing, isn't it?
It just sort of spreads out. There was no kind of embarrassment from these kids. It's and the restaurant didn't kick them out. So
let's find out what the country thinks about trick-or-treating. Kirsty?
OK, we have Irene on line 1.
Irene, good morning.
Good morning, Matthew.
Are you a fan of trick-or-treating?
We don't do trick-or-treating in Scotland.
What do you do in Scotland?
We have guising.
Ah, what does that involve?
Children dress up in fancy costumes, not Walt Disney-type costumes.
Right.
Probably made by their parents. And they knock on doors, and they are invited inside to do a party piece. And they are given gifts of apples, nuts, occasionally sweets.
No, there's no tricking involved.
There's no tricking involved at all.
You may be disappointed to know, Irene, that apple bobbing has been banned by one local council, by the way, in case children...
I haven't heard that.
In case they bruise their eyes. They've got to wear goggles.
Oh, no, we don't bob like that. We bob with forks.
That sounds really dangerous.
I love the Scots.
I think we'll leave that one there because, spookily enough, that's all we're going to hear from the panel this morning. We've run out of time. TV critic Kevin O'Sullivan's still to come, which means farewell, Richard.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you once
And
again,
you,
as per
Matthew.
usual. Do check out his Hitler Moustache DVD if you fancy some thought-provoking laughs, especially this Christmas. Adolf Hitler on Christmas. It's fantastic, isn't it? £11.80 from 5.tv/rightstuff. Liz and Steve, a fantastic job, especially as you're both working really hard in the evenings as well. Ladies and gentlemen, show them some love.